Hello everyone, this is Throne of Jade by Naomi Novik. This is book 2 in the Temeraire series, first one being His Majesty's Dragon, which I mostly enjoyed. So the interesting bits about this, Temeraire coming from a dragon's egg that was coming from China, and they hijacked a French, the ship that was taking it to France, and this is how Lawrence and Temeraire get together, because Temeraire, right out of the egg, chooses Lawrence. But here, China wants their egg back. They want their dragon back. And Temeraire and Lawrence are just going out of their minds like, this isn't happening. We're not giving up. I'm not giving up this dragon, and the dragon ain't giving up me. But in the interests of the political climate is that China and France may be teaming up against Great Britain, and they can't take them both on. So they decide on some diplomacy, and Lawrence and Temeraire are going to go to China and try to work things out in some way. But both of them are like, well, we're not separating. So on this journey on a ship, a rather large ship that can carry dragons upon it for what's going to be a months-long journey. So the interesting bits, their antagonist is this prince named Yongxing. And he is sitting upon a very lofty perch. And when Lawrence and this prince meet for the first time on the ship, they haven't even met before they get out to sea. They meet on the ship. And he goes in, he is summoned, Lawrence is summoned, and he goes in. And I've had this happen to me on a couple of occasions. One I'm a little dicey on the memory of, but one I do remember very specifically, where you go in, and in my case sat down, and this dude's right over there, and he knows I'm there, and he's busy looking at something. He's giving it a minute. This is a display of power. I'm there to be submissive because there was something wrong that happened. And then he starts talking. And in my case, it was a misunderstanding, and we were all friendly after that, and I explained my way out. But here, Lawrence walks in. And dude's busy writing something. He's taking his time. He's got a servant over there. Take this away. Lawrence doesn't mean anything. I have power over you, Lawrence. Lawrence ain't having it, and it's not a friendly separation. It's a great scene. And he basically lets this Prince of China know, the superpower know, nah, you don't mean anything to me, and he turns and walks out. It's a great scene. There is an assassin on board, and a couple times this assassin comes after Lawrence when, for example, there's a thunderstorm about. Oh, did someone try to push me down the stairs just now? Lawrence and Temeraire have some debates or conversations. Temeraire the dragon witnesses slavery. He sees people in chains. And he has a problem with this because he thinks essentially that's what he is a slave. He can't just go do what he wants. He's a dragon. He has to be used as a weapon. And Lawrence doesn't quite agree with this. He knows why he sees it this way, but tries to, his method of trying to persuade him otherwise, like, if I were rich, I could go buy a bunch of land and I'd take you with me and, do what we want. Well, that's not much of an answer, because you're either in the power of the government or you're a rich person. You poor folk, you're going to serve in this war, and especially you dragons. So it doesn't quite nullify the idea that the dragon is in fact a slave to Great Britain. The interesting bits are simply not numerous enough. I read the whole thing. I finished it, but the 7th-month journey feels like a 7-month journey. It's this minutia of daily occurrences. Oh, washing this deck, taking care of this food over here. Oh, let's take a really long time to describe this meal we're having, and so on and so on. And it's too slow. And I've had the experience. A good example is the Ill-Earth War. It's the 2nd book in the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, The Unbeliever, where there is a forced march. We got to go get to the enemy, and it takes in the book about a month. And it really does feel like it takes a month. It takes a while. But in that case, when they got to the end game in this forced march, if you hadn't, how shall I say, suffered along with this forced march, the climax would have been lessened. But in here, that's just not the case. It's just it's too long a book for just the overworded passages that go through it. And then when you get to China, because that's where they're going, and book's over. It's not that, I don't think the ending's actually rushed. It's just, why wasn't the rest of the book paced this way? I realize it's supposed to be a 7-month journey and kind of feel like it, but when you're, this, the meta reason is this, it's a bit too much to read through when I'm trying to get some hot dragon action. Now, I won't call this a fail. I did get through it, but I wouldn't call this her best by any stretch of the imagination. I personally preferred her Romance trilogy to everything. Those are my first books by her, and those are outstanding. So I understand why people really like these. I mean, people love these, and there's a lot of books in this series. I have the other ones sitting over here. But I didn't feel like this one was compelling enough that I'm gonna continue the series. However, my dragon fetish is not over with. This is, for next week, A Natural History of Dragons, a memoir by Lady Trent, but the actual author's name is Marie Brennan, who herself apparently she has a background in anthropology, archaeology, and folklore. All right, so all the world, from Skirlin to the farthest reaches of Auriga, knows Isabella Lady Trent to be the there's too many commas there. I'm going to start over. All the world, from Skirlin to the farthest reaches of Auriga, knows Isabella Lady Trent to be the world's preeminent dragon naturalist. She is the remarkable woman who brought the study of dragons out of the misty shadows of myth and misunderstanding into the clear light of modern science. But before she became the illustrious figure we know today, there was a bookish young woman whose passion for learning, natural history, and yes, dragons, defied the stifling conventions of her day. Here at last, in her own words, is this true story of a pioneering spirit who risked her reputation, her prospects, and her fragile flesh and bone to satisfy her scientific curiosity. Of how she sought true love and happiness despite her lamentable eccentricities, and her thrilling expeditions to the perilous mountains of Estrana, where she made the first of many historic discoveries that would change the world forever. So looking forward to that. This is one of those things I always saw on the shelf, and I just kind of let it pass me by, but we're going to give this a go. I didn't know Masters of the Universe was out in theaters already. Now I got a couple days off instead of just one. I might have to go partake, and then Supergirl next week. That'll be fun. So this will be next week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.